So bar charts and types and construction of the bar charts, this is the topic in today's video. So first of all we shall see the construction rules. Now the width of all the bars in the bar chart drawn, they should be the same. That is the first rule. Then the gap between one bar and the another bar, they must be uniform or they must be same. Then there should be a common base to all the bars. Now it is desirable to write the value of the variable represented by the bar at the top end, so that the reader can understand the value without looking at the scale. Then the frequency, relative frequency or percent frequency of each class interval is shown by drawing a rectangle whose base is the class interval on the horizontal axis and whose height is the corresponding frequency, relative frequency or percent frequency. And next, the value of the variables or class boundaries in the case of grouped data should be scaled along the horizontal axis, and the number of observations, which is of course either the frequencies, relative frequencies or percentage frequencies, they should be scaled along the vertical axis, and proper labels should be shown for the same. Now one by one we will see the different types of bar charts. So as such there are 5 main types of bar charts. First is the simple bar chart, then the grouped bar chart, then the deviation bar chart, the subdivided bar chart and the percentage bar chart. So one by one we are going to see these different types of bar charts and how they are to be constructed. Once again we can just see this. So here 5.8, 3.5, 1.2, then 2.5 and 1. And the same thing is being seen over here in the chart. So this side we have got the information. On the vertical axis we have got the frequency information or percentage information of the observations falling into each category. And here you can see that we have got the labels for each bar. You can also observe that each bar is of the same width and only the as such height of the bar is varying, and due to these labels and everything, at one glance itself we can come to know what this particular bar chart represents. And here we have got the label to depict as such what we are talking about in the bar chart. So one general thing is that when categorized observations are the outcomes of the numerical variable, that time the bars should be constructed vertically. But if the observations are the outcome of a categorical variable, then the bars as such should be constructed horizontally. Okay. This is one table which has been drawn over here, and this represents the data on the fund flow as such in crores of rupees of an international airport authority during 3 financial years. Okay, so these 3 financial years, they are 2000 to 2001, 2001 to 2002 and 2002 to 2003. So we are going to represent this particular table by means of a multiple bar chart. Now you can see over here the multiple bar chart. First of all, you may notice that once again the bars themselves, they are of the same width throughout. The length of course differs depending upon the data. Then different color coding has been used to depict the different years. So you can see the green color for 2002 to 2003, then the dark blue color for 2001 to 2002, and then the light blue color for 2000 to 2001. And of course here we can see this side the label, that is the non-traffic revenue, the traffic revenue, and the profit before the tax. So this is the example of the multiple bar chart which is pertaining to performance of an international airport authority. Just you can recall sales, net profit, this side also sales, net profit, likewise here also. So you can see over here 1530, then 1253, 18, and here we had minus 72. So it is going below the baseline. So this information is below the baseline. So such a chart, it is called as a deviation bar chart. 2005, 2006, 2007, and you can see that as such the subdivided bar chart is there, which is depicting the data of sales in millions of rupees of some company. Okay, so what is the data pertaining to? It is pertaining to how much of the data was sold at home, that means in the home region country, and how much of it was as such exported. So here you can see that the bars have been subdivided, and there is the color coding to show you that what is the percentage as what is the sales in millions of rupees which was done on the home ground, and what was the sales in millions of rupees which pertain to the export of that particular company. So now we will talk about the percentage bar charts. So when the relative proportions of the components of the bar, they are more important than their absolute values, then each bar can be constructed with same size to represent 100%, and the component values are then expressed in terms of percentage of the total in order to obtain the necessary length for each of these in the full length bars. Okay. Now the other rules regarding the shades, index, thickness, etc., they are all the same as mentioned earlier. So here you can see some data of a certain company. This is given in terms of percentage for the labor cost, the material cost, then the miscellaneous cost, and the profit. So we are going to see how to represent this by making use of the percentage bar chart. So you are now looking at a percentage bar chart. As was said just now, you can see that each bar is of the same length. So now we are talking about just 100%. So on the horizontal axis we have got the percentages, on the vertical axis we have got the year, and at one glance you can make out the percentage of the labor cost in a particular year, or the material cost or miscellaneous cost, or the profit in the particular year. So this type of a bar chart where we are dividing in terms of the percentages, this is called as a percentage bar chart.